v.h.s.x? What do you mean?
Just letting go of the slowdown obsession. You know the saying how they say you can't beat them, join them, you know? It's kind of like that. I can't stop the gens from being fast, so why don't I just work around it with my skill and have fun? And it seems to work because, you know, because they're only good at gen rushing, my looping ability is so crazy that they just end up folding anyway. Yo, they have sprint bursts with like the move it or lose it like modifier, bro. They are like off on the jets. Like, yo, you don't know. Nice spin, bud. I gotta give it to him. When you're like at this level of speed and then you spin like that, that's impossible to hit at that point. I just want to M1 them so I can get their item. Like, come back here, lady. I want your freaking item. I took one of their toolboxes.
Hell yeah.
They're probably mauling by now. Alright, we jumping in here post-commentary style to go ahead and kind of go through the thought process here. I ended up not really speaking throughout the match. So now we're here again with post-commentary style. Kind of a little bit of a hybrid. And we ended up getting it down pretty quick on the Kate here. We got Weave, Attunement, Franklin's. Pretty good combo so far with 2 slowdowns. Corrupt being, you know, disabled now, obviously, because we already got the down. So now we're just kind of running with Deadlock with Weave and Where's Franklin's. The invitation at? That's what I need. So overall with this type of lobby here, we're just trying to focus specifically on trying to get items out of their hands, use that as a way to get some aura reading. We're getting rid of resources, we're trying to do what we can here. Now, I haven't had the invitation the whole match, so I figured it was a good time to grab it. And then we just go ahead and kick this gen, because, you know, like the best case scenario, I would say, when you are dealing with a gen that is being progressed, is ideally getting an injury before you go ahead and get the hit. You have to get the hit before you go ahead and kick the gen, I should say. They picked up their item again, so that's when I'll just immediately go over to try to hit them again. So I can get their item and put it in the shack. So it's actually pretty good. Like, they picked it up, and then I immediately just placed it right back down in a better position, which can help me out a lot in the long run. Now we notice that they're double backing here, so that does give us a little bit of extra distance here. We do definitely have to keep aware of that. We do try to like M1 there, so we can at least get rid of another pallet, and then we can then continue to follow them just to see if we can potentially get them down. We do end up losing a generator. We try to go ahead and go around there to cut off the angle. We realize we have to split off and go after somebody else. Seems like Sable here is going to potentially give us another item. Now, judging by the fact that the offerings that we use here for like the cakes and stuff like that are leaving another spawn for more spawns for chests, so that means that you'll potentially get more items, and therefore Franklin's and Weave will then be able to get more value overall. I like this a lot. This is really fun. Now we were able to use the aura from their item to then get the down there. We're trying our best here to split the pressure, because we cannot kind of like doing a lot of different gens. We cannot pursue the same target off hook due to the size of the map and the way that the gens are being spread. So we do have to. We did notice we had a 3-gen toward that other half of the map. We figured we have to go ahead and rotate to that side. So we do have to end up leaving the area that does have the more items. As you can see, the other half of the map is the one with the items. Unfortunately, we're not able to take advantage of Franklin's and Weave in this particular area unless they open a new chest and get another item. Now they do have sprint burst, So we do at least try to follow
guess they
through
think
and see
that's
if we can
kind
potentially
of,
get a hit. I didn't break any of the walls, just to try to make it a little bit easier there. We let go of our power because, you know, they're going to double back in some way. They already knew I was going to place down my power. So one of the main things I recommend with playing Pyramid Head is to try to let go of your M2 sometimes. Don't waste too much time trying to go for a shot. I looked like I got stuck on the wall there, so I was kind of wondering how to get the lunge. But we see them with weave over there, so we know where at least 2 survivors are. We are placing some trail under the window here, and then we double back. See if we then go fake it again, and then we vault through. The survivors seems like they have a general idea of what they're doing, so we do have to be a little bit careful here. They do kind of make a mistake. They do kind of run into me for some reason, so we just go ahead and knock them straight down. And then we can immediately just remote hook, just to quickly get another hook stayed out. We go ahead and kick the generator as well, but deadlock does activate. So I do believe that the kick did register, if I'm not mistaken. But deadlock does mean that they blocked the gen for us. Now Sable did pick up her item, so potentially if she comes back and she goes into main, you'll be able to knock out her item again. We should be able to use it to our advantage. We also have an item over there by that loop there. It seems like they don't really want to carry their items around. It would be good if they did. I did go for the lunge there, which is a bit ambitious. I wanted to place a trail around the tile here so that if they do decide to go for the hit there, which is a little strange. I didn't actually get the hit there. I could have sworn I thought that I would, but we ended up getting the M1 there. They rotate right back into the judgment, which is exactly what we were looking for. So ultimately now we see that Kate's just kind of running into me again, I guess. So that's why we just go ahead and take
turning back and running into down, not gonna make you
and then we can immediately start to remote hook somewhere else, probably pretty near us. I probably could have went closer to the basement, but I figure we need to be able to hook as fast as possible because you don't want to lose main. If we lose main, we're gonna be in a bad position. We need to maintain our little spot here, our little 3-gen. We just have to hold down the position. Sable here, we can give them a free hit. And what they're going to try to do is drag me away from the side of the map with all the gens, because that's ultimately what they want you to do. And if you do that, you will lose your 3-gen, you will lose the game. So what I'm doing here is just M1ing some people, because I realized that they seem like they like to heal under hooks. They like to heal away from me usually, but usually under hooks. I figure, well, if they're going to be focused on healing all game, we can try to use that as a form of slowdown. So now we're going after Kate here because we realize they are about to go down again. They might have some kind of dead hard or something. They did. Oh, they dead harded. But it seemed like the dead hard actually gave them distance. I think I forgot to lunge. I'm not entirely sure what happened there. I think something happened there. But I went for the cage because we don't have pop or pain res or anything like that. So we just go for the cage because we have it, and then that'll drag them. That means that they'll have to go all the way across the map to probably where Shaq is, or the other corner of the map, and run away from the gens. So the cage was strategic, so that we can have them pull away from gens and try to heal over there, and then provide more slowdown that way. Ultimately, it's getting the survivors away from gens is going to be the best thing you can do. She'd made a bad vault, so we have at least another survivor injured. They do like healing quite a bit, so that's why we want to take advantage of that. We're just keeping an eye out, and we're holding our position. We have to check the gens. It is very important. I figured that they're going to get the save, but surprisingly, it was behind me, so I figured, well, I could try to see if we can go for Sable a little bit here. Maybe get the pallet out, maybe get the down. I was a little bit too far there, so I just break the pallet, and then I try to mind game it there, but they make the vault, so I figured, well, she's running back to the gens.
Give them a lot to
so I'll just continue to see if I can mind game it, maybe get another pallet out. Because she's still next to the gen, so I'm still within range.
Dude,
I was able to pull out another resource, which is really good.
I'm just somehow not making any lunge no matter what.
I just wanted to make sure that I would go back. So that one has sprint burst. We just go ahead and kick this gen again. I overextended a little bit there, just from what I can tell. The one pallet would have been fine, considering that there's multiple gens 99. It would have just been best just to focus on that. That's another M1 on the Kate.
Crap! Like I got robbed.
And ultimately, what I also could be doing is placing more trails around, because now that I'm looking at it, if I had gotten, which I'm getting a lot of M1s, which is great. Get a lot of M1s, get a lot of people injured. It means it's a lot harder for them to do anything.
Gens are just gonna zoom, dude.
Now we know that 2 people are gonna double up on
Holy
that gen, but
shit,
we were still
gens are
able to
gonna
hold
zoom.
down the gen as much as we
Yeah,
can.
man, hold W
and
City.
we still
Don't
have
forget
a
that
3
shit,
gen
too. Hold W City
by
and
main
zooming.
building.
That's all they know how to do.
The gen in the middle, the
Damn.
ones on the sides. So we still
Would have
have
been a more
3
interesting
gen.
match, but
So holding down that extra gen was the best
really
we could do,
blame myself
but
for that one.
I could have played it a little bit better.
The build isn't really built for
because I overextended a little bit with Sable there.
Rapidness of gens.
So now that I'm just looking at it, it seems here that we did place some trail around like the gen, the locker, that kind of thing. It definitely would be smarter to place as much trail around the area as possible, just so that I'm able to, especially under the pallet and stuff like that, so I'm able to get more trail, which means that if I do get the down, I can just cage them quickly, which will save me time. And then it also will provide the advantage of pushing them, like the cages off somewhere else, because they usually will go into the place, which we are able to get some aura reading here with the peekaboo modifier, which means that they were in basement, maybe grabbing an item, who knows. But we are then able to go ahead and put them right back where they were hiding. We see somebody else with weave. We want to put them in the back hook right there just to really give us extra time.
That makes sense.
They are in main. We have aura reading. I believe there's an item in there or something like that. I believe I have to look at the footage here, but we see where the Sable is. We want to start placing more judgment around the trails, you know, so that if they want to use that tile, they're going to have to get tormented. We want to at least get a hit on the Sable, or at least clear out a pallet. That's why we're placing the trail there. And we realize that she's in a bottleneck, so that's why we go for the shot. Now, ideally, when you are playing Pyramid Head, you want to keep an eye out on your environment and being able to take note of where
they're just pushing gen. They're not actually doing anything intelligent.
So we know this one has spring burst. It just 99.
Push gen.
Literally like 1% to go. So I probably should have checked that gen sooner.
That's all.
They do end up getting the save, but we're not really too worried about them because we know that they're going to run across the map. You can see with Weave that they're going to run across the map
we'll come back
and try to heal each other and stuff like that. What I'm doing now is just double checking the gen again just to make sure it's still progressing. Keep in mind that we have the favorable position here. So they have to go to where I'm at. They're gonna have to. We're holding down our position here.
Why is there like a vault connected there?
And I'm trying to see if I can maybe get some trail on this UE. Maybe get a hit. If I can get a hit, that'd be really good. We do go for the blind shot. Just as a prediction, we do end up getting the hit, which is really good. Now, realistically, we're kind of moving around here with basically no perks, right? Like we have no chase perk, no potential here. We have they have no items really to give me any aura reading. So here is one of those situations where I figured I would like kind of be you have to be very patient with Pyramid Head. And this right here, this down is honestly what provided a really good advantage because now we just go ahead and get them eliminated out of the game. And we are then able to rotate back in to check on our gens again because remember they ran across the map to go heal. So we just got a free M1. This gen is still 99. You know, they're ready to fly. You know, and then the Sable was trying to hide behind it as well. I let her run off. I wasn't really going to go after her because I wanted to make sure that the gens are continuing to regress. And I had to make sure that because both gens are 99, so we do have to stay close and keep an eye out in case they do try to sneak by and tap it again.
Hey, hold W, don't care.
Now we saw Kate running around. We know that you know, we don't have to overextend here. We just have to keep an eye on which gens, just to make sure that they're still sparking and still going down, so that I have the positional advantage. We pretty much have nothing on this side, like no items or anything, so we can use this to our advantage here. We do end up faking the M2 there. She spins around and gives me free distance. Get the down. Disable realizes that it's over her, so she just runs away. And then that allows me to get yet another hook for free. That's another person eliminated. Sable steps into the trail, running toward the gen.
They can push every gen they want.
End up trying to finish the gen, and it actually does get done. The Kate tries to hide in the bush because we get a free M1. I know that Sable has trail, so I figure, well, she's injured. Let me injure Sable as well, so that whoever I end up chasing will end up having to go down,
Sable's the one on
and I'll have options. And I figure that as long as they're both injured, that means that either they're going to try to heal themselves potentially, which means that they're not on the door, or they'll go for a door, but I can still confirm my 3K, which is still a win. So we go for Sable here. We do have a couple of items around this area. We figure we just M1 him immediately, and I figured this is going to be the best position to do. I figure I almost caged him, but then I thought for a minute. I'm like, wait, if I cage,
Let's shoot for the
they're gonna
4K
end
a
up
little bit
teleporting
here, 'cause I
probably
know that
by a
they're gonna
door,
have to
and
heal
then by that,
themselves
if
and
that
maybe touch
happens,
the
the door could be 99, and
did
they'll
touch
pull
the
them off,
door,
and
I
it'll
had a
be open
feeling.
already, and then they'll just leave. So I figure, well, and that's another thing you have to keep in mind. With the cage, you
they're
gotta
gonna
be
hug the
careful.
edge of the
Sometimes
map.
it's pretty close to a door. You don't want to take that chance. So we see scratch marks. I see them rotating. I figured they would have to go toward around main building. I just
Don't
didn't
go too far
realize
from the,
because I'm still kind of like a couple of seconds behind where they
They
were.
might pick up actually.
I don't know if they had sprint bursts. I have no
Yeah, they
idea.
do.
They do end up getting the pickups. So I figured that this is a good opportunity to go after whoever's closest. So that's when we see the K pop up here. Sable just kind of ran off, so I figured, well, we're gonna have to place down the trail here. We know that they're around the tile. They do end up stepping in the torment, so we remote break the pallet. We got aura reading from the item. We go ahead and just go for the shot because you know they're gonna rotate back in for the pallet. And then you see the door that is 99 all the way. Well, not 99, but it has been started. The Sable
Out the
ran
game.
off to another door.
Like I thought.
And then we just
On
placed them on the
ATO.
hook because they are on death hook. So that was the smartest play to go for. And, you know, the Sable does end up getting away. But if I did hook Sable, it wouldn't have really been a kill anyway. So it still would have taken...
every time, baby.
It could have potentially gotten a
Works
4K,
every
but
time.
3K is still a win. So we take
Still
that
made it
with
happen.
stride.
Still made it happen. Still made
Then
it
we can
happen.
go ahead and
with
take a
no
look at the builds.
slowdown. Look at that.
Yeah. All meta.
Look
pretty
at
much.
that, man.
Pretty much standard with this with the
I
kind
don't
of thing
need
here. But
pain
yeah, here we
rags.
are
I don't need pop.
on the road to P100.
I
baby.
don't need it. I'm the best.